Perfect. I'm going to let everyone in.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our live shopping event for Cyber Monday. If you're joining and you want to share with us where you're calling in from, put it in a chat. We would love to hear from you. And we also would love to see your face. If you feel like going on video, we'd love to see it. If you don't feel like it, that's okay too.
We see lots of familiar faces or names of familiar, which is lovely, lovely.
I'm Melissa, West Virginia. If you're just now joining, we're just greeting everyone. We'd love to see where you're joining in from, so plug it into the chat. We also would love to see your face. So if you want to go on video, that would be great. Ooh, from Canada. Hi, Ida. We still have people joining. We have about 30 now. If you're just joining, please go on mute, turn on your video. We'd love to see your face. This is our first live shopping call for Cyber Monday. So that's kind of exciting because we have a lot of giveaways in store. I think we have like $2,500 in giveaways. We have a lot of sales on our site right now, so we figured this call we're going to give you as much as we can. And if you're just joining, plug in the chat where you're joining from. We have Iowa, we have Sacramento, California, Washington, another Washington, Illinois, Wisconsin, Utah. Hi, Diane. Okay, great. We're going to get started in just another minute. Also, if you've been a longtime customer of Annmarie Skin Care, let us know. If you're new to us, let us know that as well. And you can plug that in the chat. We still have a lot of people joining. Welcome, everyone. We're going to get started in just a second. We'd love to know where you're coming from, if you've been an Annmarie Skin Care customer for a while or however long. Several years, great. Just a reminder, this is our live shopping event for Cyber Monday. We have a lot of sales going on our site right now. So during this call, we're going to be giving away just around $2,500 in gifts, products. Okay. Thanks, Kate, for writing Renette. Yes, if anybody has any questions, and also throughout this call, if you have questions, plug them into the chat. And if you have other questions, you could always email us at ask@annmariejohnny.com. But let's go ahead and get started. So today is our Cyber Monday kickoff call, our site-wide sale. We're doing a lot of different discounts on our site, up to 50% off, but this is our first ever holiday season live shopping event. And we're doing multiple discounts, up to 50% on a lot of different products. And during this call, we're going to be doing a lot of giveaways, as I mentioned. If you're watching this at a later time, we are recording, we might send it out just for information on our products. If you're watching at a later time, none of these discount codes or sales or specials are active. So you have to be live in order to take advantage of them. But I think for the first giveaway, we'd love to know what you're most interested in. So for this live shopping event, what products are you most interested in learning about? And just as a reminder, make sure your video is on if you would like for us to see you. Make sure your sound is on mute. And Grace, if you have any instructions for them, you can share, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. And again, I'm just curious, what specific products do you want to learn about or are you interested in from Annmarie Skin Care? Okay, we got serums for discoloration, our oils, exfoliants, masks, facial serums, the activated night serum, something for fine lines, face masks, nourishing moisturizers, toners, anything else? Anyone else interested in learning about different products? Dark spots, breakouts on the chest and back. Okay, that's interesting. CBS serum during the day, activated night serum at night, rosacea. Okay, great. It's a good chunk. So again, throughout this 2-hour live event, we're going to be sharing a lot of special links on different products that we're going to be doing discounts on. And then we also have a lot of giveaways. And speaking of that, I just asked you to share some information on what you want to learn about. Grace, do you want to go ahead and pick 3 winners who wrote in the chat and gift them a special product? And if they didn't list a product, then we can pick one for them.
Oh, fun. Yes. So Kathy N is winning the activated CBD serum. One of my favorites. Love it. And then Carla is going to be winning the activated night serum. And Holly put that she's interested in serums for discoloration. So you will be getting a special serum, which you will find out when you open your package. How fun.
Thanks, Grace. Okay, let's get started. So I'm Rachel, operating officer at Annmarie Skin Care, and you'll also see a couple of other team members pinned. We're going to be doing tutorials, demos, some information. We have Kate, our in-house esthetician, if you want to wave. She's going to be sharing a lot of information about a lot of different products and what to do for certain problem things that people have mentioned. Also, we have Emily, if you want to wave. She's our other in-house esthetician. She's going to be sharing a little bit about some other products. We also have Andrea, if you want to wave. She's probably going to be sharing a lot. She just loves talking about our products. So she's going to be sharing about our eye creams, our eye serums, things like that. Grace, as you've already met, she is helping with our questions. As a reminder, if you have questions that come up, just plug them into the chat and we're going to be addressing them throughout the call, and then also dedicated Q&A times. And then also we have Rachel, another Rachel, and she's going to be doing some tutorials as well, if you want to wave. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh, one more thing. During this 2-hour event, so from 10 a.m. to 1 hour after the call, so 1 p.m., we're going to be doing a free giveaway. So we created a special bundle for you. It's going to be the Smoothing Hair Serum sample, the Radiant C Mask and Polish sample, and then also a free full-size unit of our CBD serum. So all orders placed during these next 2 hours, as long as you check out by 1 o'clock, you'll get one of those. So make sure to do that. Okay, let's jump into our first segment. So we're going to be talking about our wild fruit or our wild alchemy collection. So Kate, do you want to go ahead and kick it off to talk about our phytonutrient cleanser, our wild fruit serum, and then our rejuvenating facial oil?
Yeah, let's get into it. And this is such a good place to start because it looked like a lot of the concerns were around signs of aging. And these products that we're talking about here, we've got the phytonutrient cleanser, the wild fruit serum, and the rejuvenating facial oil. These are all part of the Wild Alchemy collection. And when I'm talking about the Wild Alchemy collection, I usually like to note the Wild Alchemy collection is really targeting signs of aging, just as a whole. To get into each of the products, the phytonutrient cleanser is a lovely cleanser for skin that's maybe dry, mature, starting to see some signs of aging. The consistency of this one has this nice, full, rich feel to it. One of the ingredients in here is a mango seed butter, and you really can kind of feel that fatty consistency to it. This is really great for supporting softening the appearance of signs of aging. When I'm on consultation calls, which shameless plug, we do consultations, they're free. The group consultations are free. Please join us for one. But when we're on these calls and I'm working with someone who has a primary concern that is signs of aging, this is the cleanser I'm going to be pointing them to. This is great for pretty much any skin type, with the potential exception of someone who's maybe extremely sensitive. Then I might recommend the aloe herb cleanser. But most people, if you're concerned, is signs of aging, the phytonutrient cleanser is going to be pretty supportive for you. How you use it's really straightforward. You're going to wet your fingers, wet your face, do anywhere from 2 to 4 pumps on your fingertips. I like to warm them up and then just come in and massage. Right? And we're just massaging that onto the skin there. This product does contain our signature serum blend. And so I really like to make sure that this one stays on the skin at least 30 seconds, really giving that time to let that absorb into the skin. And then you just rinse it with water and continue with your routine. The next one is this guy. This is the wild fruit serum. And collectively here at Annmarie Skin Care, we are big fans of the wild fruit serum. The wild fruit serum tends to check a lot of boxes as far as addressing signs of aging. So we've got some ingredients to help with the lift and tautness of the skin. We have a good amount of stem cells in here. We've also got some brighteners. So we have both Uva Ursi, which is a targeted brightener. This is working on specific areas of the face. And then we've got Kakadu Plum, and Kakadu Plum is very vitamin C rich. And so this is helping to even and kind of balance out the overall tone of the skin. I've also got some resveratrol in here. This is really helpful for tone and texture. And then there's a lot of hyaluronic acid. And so this is helping to plump the skin. So this is a great one for pretty much anyone. Usually if I'm working with anyone that mentions signs of aging as a concern, this is where we're kind of directing them. I love this one in conjunction with the activated night serum. So as you're kind of wanting to address signs of aging from a lot of different angles, this is a great one to pair with that. So yeah, great for most skin types, pretty much any skin type, and really, really supportive for signs of aging. Finally here, we've got the rejuvenating facial oil, and I'm a huge fan of this one. This one is kind of the top tier as far as the facial oil that's going to be supporting softening signs of aging. The way we formulated this one is completely different. With all of our facial oils, we go through this process where we steep them, we steep the herbs or the plants into the oil, and then strain it and package it. This one, we have included active ingredients directly into the final blend, which really just increases the effectiveness of it. When we were formulating this, we wanted to have an oil that was as active as we could make it, that we could still use it morning and evening and our face be comfortable. And this is where we landed. And so this is a really, really potent facial oil. With all of the facial oils, but this one in particular, a little bit goes a long way. And so I usually do about a single pump. You might do a full pump and a half, maybe 2 pumps, depending on your face and how dry you are and how you like to use it. But that's kind of a rough estimate of the usage amount. Some active ingredients in here. We have some blue tansy. This does start with a really beautiful golden jojoba, and that really kind of creates this almost like green hue to it. That doesn't stay, that absorbs into the skin and then looks nice and lovely. But the skin just feels really, really lovely. Another really important ingredient here is the mangango seed oil. Mangango seed oil is really helpful for smoothing the skin, softening the skin. And this is one that we get feedback on all the time about how quickly that works with the skin. So yeah, again, for signs of aging, anyone who's got a concern of signs of aging, this one is definitely a highly recommended product for you. So yeah, these are our three.
Thanks, Kate. We have a couple of questions that we can go ahead and answer now before waiting. So one that just came through is what are some of the key differences between our aloe herb cleanser and our phytonutrient cleanser?
That's a really good question. So the aloe herb cleanser, I tend to recommend this one for someone who might have earlier signs of aging. They're not quite as pronounced. And or if your skin is really sensitive. The aloe herb cleanser is a cleanser that is really applicable for pretty much any skin type, including skin types that get really irritated, sensitive, reactive, things like that. The phytonutrient cleanser is definitely formulated to be a little bit more targeted and focused with the ingredients for addressing signs of aging, including the signature serum blend. We've got the apple extract. Just the greater blend of this one is that's its focus. It's design. The aloe herb cleanser is great for skin that is dry and starting to see signs of aging, but not quite as targeted, I would say. It's a really
Awesome.
good question. Yeah.
Thank you. And then another one came through. How long should you wait before applying your oil after applying your serum? And then somebody else echoing what she's saying, asking about timing, and also wondering if the serum benefits are reduced if not pausing.
So I'm just rereading the last question here. Okay, so there's a little bit of a wiggle room, and this is where I often will recommend letting your skin be your guide. My preference when I'm applying my products is to use my toning mist. My favorite is the Botanical Hydration Mist. I mist my skin generously. I apply my serum, usually using a booster, which we'll talk about at some point, and then pretty immediately apply the oil. And so I don't really wait between my serum and my oil. And what happens when I do that is that there's kind of this beautiful blend, this meshing of all of the products. And so they absorb into the skin really evenly. Now, you don't have to do it like that. You can wait. Some people prefer to apply the serum, let it absorb completely, and then apply the oil, and that's perfectly fine too. They feel a little bit different to me. So I usually recommend kind of playing with it and see what feels like it's most supportive for your skin. Drier skin sometimes needs to wait a little bit because we want more of that oil kind of towards the upper layers of the skin. But I would say I have kind of normal to dry skin and I still prefer doing it that way. So that's kind of a non-answer answer, but you've got a little bit of wiggle room with how you do that. And then if your serum benefits are reduced and not pausing, no, you're not changing the efficacy or how beneficial it is if you're kind of moving right along there. Both are great.
Thanks, Kate. And I will like to add there, if you are waiting, if you do want to apply your serum and then wait before your oil and your skin fully dries, like it really sucks it up, give yourself a little bit of mist again of your botanical hydration mist or neroli toning mist or whatever it is that you're using to tone your skin because you do want to have your skin slightly damp before applying your oil just for easier absorption and feeling good throughout the day. Cool. Okay. Let's go on. If you would like to plug into the chat, please write in there what's your favorite Wild Alchemy product. So it could be either of these three or any of the others that are in that collection, which are the resurfacing facial exfoliant, the botanical hydration mist, the activated night serum, the lip balm is also in there. So yeah, add in the chat. What are your favorite or what is your favorite Wild Alchemy product? And we're going to be doing a giveaway. Okay.
Hydration mist. I love the hydration mist.
Yeah. Haven't tried any yet. Okay, there's so many. Rejuvenating facial oil. We got a lot of activated night serums. That's great.
Mhm.
This one's a very new product, and so we're very excited that everybody's been loving this one. Okay, we'll leave it for another 10 seconds. If you want to add in your favorite. And so we're going to be doing a giveaway of actually these three. We're going to do the phytonutrient cleanser, the wild fruit serum, and the rejuvenating facial oil. It's $370 value. And Grace, do you want to go ahead and pick one special winner to win all three of these?
Yes, what a giveaway. This is one of my favorite ones. Anyways, our winner is Amy Morrison. So Amy, and for all of our giveaway winners, we're doing something a little different this call where we're actually going to send you a form to fill out to claim your product that you won. So I will be plugging that in the chat, but if you hear your name pop up for any of our giveaways, just look out for that in the chat to fill out. And that is how we'll be shipping out your product. So yay, Amy.
Amazing. Thank you. Okay, let's dive into the next segment. So Kate often, so as she mentioned earlier, her and Emily do these consultations, which are really gaining a lot of popularity and they're very helpful. They are very customized to everybody's unique needs. So we'll plug in the link there again in the chat in case you would like to join a consult. But one of the most common questions that comes up that we like to repeat during these calls is the neck and the chest area. So Kate, I'm gonna let you kick it off and talk about the neck and the chest.
Yeah, cool. I'm glad we're getting into this because this is a question that comes up almost every consultation, and it makes sense. A lot of times with marketing, where skincare is focusing on the face, but there's not as much that's in the advertising about doing your neck and décolleté. So let's get into ways to support it. Let's get into some techniques and things. So what I usually recommend is that we're making sure to bring down most of the products onto our neck as we're cleansing our face. So I would recommend the phytonutrient cleanser, right? If we're going to be as targeted as possible, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to still do anywhere from 2 to 4 pumps. You don't necessarily need a ton extra. Usually I do this in the shower, and so my skin's already damp. You've got nice slip, and so there's a lot of movement. But I'm warming it up and then bringing it onto my face. I usually move on my neck in upward motions. You don't have to do that, but it's a good rule of thumb. And then coming down into the neck and the chest here. And when I say neck and chest, I'm usually kind of thinking like this area here. I don't know if you can see where my fingers are. I'm not going all the way down onto my chest, just this upper area that's often visible, and usually starts to show signs of aging a little bit earlier, especially if we haven't been tending to it. So I'm cleansing it just like normal. I always bring my serum down onto my neck and my chest. And so I've misted my skin, misting my neck, and I do whatever serum. Usually it's the wild fruit serum for me. I really, really like to boost it, and we'll get into concentrated boosting elixirs more, but the hydrate is a really nice one, or the brighten, or a combo of both if you've got kind of some dark spots showing up on the chest there. So I boost my serum, and then I'm applying it on the face and the neck. Now here's where I get a little bit, like I vary a little bit, because you can bring the oil down onto the neck. I think that's perfectly fine, and in a lot of ways really supportive. What I often find is that I don't really feel like having oil down on my neck or underneath my clothing. And so what I tend to do is I tend to use the Radiant Skin Silk. This is a body product, and it's great for crepey skin, loose skin, all of that. So I still use my facial oil on my face and my neck. I'm still doing that here. But on the chest, every single day, morning and night, I'm making sure to apply the Radiant Skin Silk. You don't need a ton. I would say anywhere from 2 pumps, maybe 3 pumps or so. And then I'm just kind of gently massaging it in here. Another thing that's really important and oftentimes not thought about is your sunscreen. So we have our Sun Love here. This is an SPF 20, great for daily wear, great for the face and the neck. A lot of times we are very careful to protect the face, but we don't think about the neck. And so we start to see sun damage or fine lines or just the change in the texture of the skin on the neck area first before we even see it on the face. And so I'm very mindful if I am wearing anything that would be exposing my skin to the sun 365 days of the year, not just in the summer, I am making sure to put some Sun Love on. I even go so far, and this is just the esthetician in me, that if I'm driving and let's say I was out for a little bit and haven't applied my sunscreen 4 or 5 hours, I'll put a sweater or something over my neck. I'm just really mindful to protect the sun exposure of the neck. So these are really simple ways for kind of daily routine. There are a couple other things you can do as more of a treatment step. And so the Radiant Sea Mask and Polish, this is a gentle buff, a gentle polish. I really like the feel of this on the neck and the chest. It's very soft, it's very gentle. Pretty much any skin type can use that. I would recommend this probably once, maybe twice a week or so. Depending on how dry your skin is, you might do once a week. But I am doing it when I do my face. And this product is a loose, dry product. I'll show you what it looks like in my little jar here. So you shake it out. Usually you'd shake it into your hand or your fingers. This is just to show it. Add a little bit of water, gently buff the skin. And you're doing this right after you've cleansed. So you cleanse your skin first, and then you come in and buff. And so I like to incorporate that once or twice a week. Another thing, and this is where we get really, really focused. This is the gua sha tool. We have two. This one's my preferred one. This is a custom design for our brand here. And you'll notice it's got this little comb. It's got this little lip. It's really, really designed for the angles of the face. But incorporating a gua sha, 5 minutes a day, and it can even be after you've done your oil and or your Radiant Skin Silk, and then just moving this along the body. One of the things that we don't really necessarily think about is that sometimes the loose skin on the neck isn't as much to do with the skin as it is to do with the muscle and the muscle insertion and how the muscles are pulling. And so when we're incorporating the gua sha, we're working with the muscle. And when we gua sha, we're going all the way up the sides of the neck, We're going up the back of the neck. We've got a whole routine. I think it's on the product page for this. If not, you can contact us. We can get it to you. But this is a nice, easy, short way to kind of help maintain the lift of the neck and also help to kind of stave off and support the just overall face and neck area. And again, we don't really think about it, but sometimes the loose skin on the neck is actually because of the way the muscle is kind of pulling in the body here. And so we want to go all the way along. You do want a medium, so you want something that gives this some slip. And that could be your cleanser at the beginning. It could be the Radiant Skin Silk or your facial oil, whatever you are using, just you don't want it to be pulling or dragging on the skin. I think that's gonna cover it. Yeah. Sunscreen, very important. Otherwise, yeah, we're good to go.
Amazing. Thanks, Kate. So we have a few questions that I'll get to in just a second, but for everybody, we want to do a giveaway. So we know we talked a little bit about the gua sha, and that may be a new tool or a new exercise and step in your ritual. So we're going to give away 2 gua sha stones to 1 lucky winner. We want you to have one and you to be able to gift one to your friend this holiday season or family member or anybody. So go ahead and plug into the chat. What do you typically do for your neck and chest routine, or do you gua sha? What does that look like? Give us some information about what you're currently doing, just so we know. And while everyone is answering that, Kate, we did have a question around SPF, and I love your input that you give on 20 SPF and if that's strong enough. If you want to share a little bit about that.
Yeah. We get this question a lot, and I really enjoy answering it because I feel like I'm giving out some secret information. But
You answer it well.
SPF speaks to the sun protection factor, which is the percentage of UV rays that are blocked. So with an SPF 20, we're blocking 95% of UV rays. When you get up to SPF 30, it's 97. SPF 50 is around 98, 99. Nothing is going to be 100%. No brand is going to claim 100%. And so basically over SPF 50, I kind of think they're just taking your money, but to each his own. So with the SPF 20 and it blocking 95% of UV rays, UVA, UVB, both UV rays, this is plenty of protection to keep the skin, protected from the sun. It also kind of allows us to have this really perfect formulation with the amount of zinc oxide. We use a non-nano zinc oxide as our sun protection to have this really sheer wear to it. Sometimes zinc oxide, it gets really gloppy and like kind of white cast, and our sunscreen, we named it the Everyday Sheer Sunscreen because once you apply it, it is really, really glowy and really sheer. And all of this kind of works together, and the SPF 20 is perfect for that. It is like any standard sunscreen in that it does require reapplication, and the time frame will kind of depend on your skin tone. If you're darker, more tan, more olive, you can get a little bit longer, maybe 3 hours, 4 hours. If you're quite fair, I myself am quite fair, it's like 2 to 3 hours. So that still stands, but the SPF 20 is perfectly sufficient.
Nice, thank you.
Mhm.
You're just joining. We've had a lot of people join over the past 5 minutes. We're asking the question, what do you typically do for your neck and chest to keep it looking radiant and youthful? And we're giving away 2 gua sha stones to 1 lucky winner so that you can have one for you and one for your friend. We've had a lot of really cool answers. So some people are doing jade rollers. There's a few people doing red light therapy, which is pretty neat. Some people are using the gua sha. Some people are using the serum and oil down to their neck and chest. Some people aren't doing anything, which that's cool. I'd love to know what you start to do. Yeah, a lot of fun answers. Grace, do you want to go ahead and pick a winner?
Yes, so our winner is Olena Lambert. So, Olena, I will put in the form for you to fill out, but I am super excited for you and a loved one in your life to get our gua sha.
Yay! And then some of you have said that you want to see a tutorial or you don't know how to use it. We do have quite a few tutorials. If you want to write into ask@annmariejohnny.com, we'd be happy to send you some. We had a whole 2-hour call, I think it was this year, on how to use this specific gua sha tool, so we can send that out as well. So we definitely want you feeling good about that. So congratulations. It's exciting. Okay, let's move on into our top 3 winter rejuvenating products. And then somebody also asked if we're doing discounts, and Grace is plugging in special links into the chat. So we are doing certain discounts on this call. She's putting all the links in there. She'll probably do a recap at the end of all the links that we've shared so far. And then we're also doing a lot of giveaways. And if you're just now joining, I think we've also had a lot of people join in the past 5 minutes just now. This is our live shopping holiday event where we are talking about a lot of cool products for winter time. We're doing over $2,300 in giveaways. We're talking about some of the sales on our site, and we're having a lot of different tutorials from our team. So let's dive into our top 3 winter rejuvenating products, our illuminating pearl mask, our radiant C mask and polish, and then our anti-aging eye cream. Kate, I'll leave it to you.
Awesome. One thing I want to add is that I'll try to remember towards the end of this call, but recently on a consultation, a customer showed us how you can download the chat and
Hmm.
save the chat. And so that might be helpful if you've asked a lot of questions or if you want to just refer back to products that were listed in here. I can tell you how to do it. I think you might have to be on a computer. I'll do my best. I'm as tech savvy as I am, so we'll work together and figure it out. But let's get into the winter products. We've had a couple calls recently where we've been talking about winter skin and holiday prep, and so I'm really excited to talk about these particular ones. The first one that we've got here is this one. This is called the Illuminating Pearl Mask. And this is one that we recommend a lot, especially when we're talking to someone who wants to kind of boost the glowiness to their skin. This is a really nice one, both just how it feels and how it works with the skin, but also going into the holidays, if you're going to see a lot of people you haven't seen in a while, this is one that I definitely recommend. I'll show you what it looks like here. It looks much glowier in person. I feel like it kind of looks a little gray, but it's really, really got a pretty sheen to it. This one is really nice for pretty much any skin type. It can be supportive for sensitive skin. This is also going to be supportive for anyone who's working on brightening areas of darkened spots, so some pigmentation on the face. This one has some uva ursi. It's got licorice root in it. We've got a beautiful amount of honey. The consistency is very, very soft and kind of silky smooth on the skin. But the really key ingredient in here is the crushed pearl powder. When you apply this and then remove it, I put it on earlier this morning. I knew I had a very important call today, so made sure to wear it. Your skin just takes on this really, really light, like lovely glow to it. It's not like it's got kind of like flecks or glitter or anything like that. You just get this additional boost in radiance. You can wear this one pretty frequently. I usually recommend for masks just as a routine, doing it about once a week, but internally here, we wear this one kind of frequently. This is one that we'll put on, in the morning. This is one that I'll do a lot just under my eyes, especially if I've got a bigger call or if I just need a boost under my eyes. I'll kind of pat it under my eyes, hop in the shower, maybe wash my hair or something else, my body, and then rinse it off. And even just that is really helpful to give it this nice kind of vibrant glow, this nice healthy glow to the skin. This is also great if your skin's really dry. This adds this nice boost of hydration and that can help keep skin really balanced, especially going into the winter months where it's dry outside because it's cold and it's dry inside because it's warm. A nice mask like this is nice and helpful. Like I mentioned, this is one that I recommend a lot if somebody's going to be seeing someone they haven't seen in a long time and they really want to look their glowiest. This or family pictures or weddings, anything where you're like, okay, I really need to put my best face forward. This is a good one to have in your arsenal. So again, this is the Illuminating Pearl Mask, and this one's 30% off today, which is super exciting, super exciting. The next one is this one, which I briefly mentioned, but this is the Radiant C Mask and Polish. This again, and I'll show you for those who maybe joined later, is this nice loose powder. And it looks kind of pinky in the jar here. When you mix it with a liquid, it gets super red. It's super pretty. This has a lot of hibiscus, some acerola cherry. We've got cacao plum in here. When you get this wet, you get a lot of the vitamin C activated. This is a very vitamin C rich product. And so again, for providing this overall glowy look to the skin, this is a really helpful one. I'm really kind of obsessed with this product because it really is just like a tool in your arsenal. You can use it as a mask. So you can mix it with water, apply it to the face and leave it on. You can use it as a polish. And so with that, I usually shake a little bit in my hand. You can customize how textured it is. So more water is going to give it a softer, lighter polish. Less water leaves more of that grit and consistency to it. So you get more of a deeper kind of like scrub polish. So any skin type is able to really utilize this. But you can also mix this with products other than just water. And so I really love pairing it with the phytonutrient cleanser, doing a pump of this and then shaking a little bit of this into it. It really kind of just boosts it. You get a little bit of the polish feel. You get that vitamin C from the Radiant C, but it's not quite as intense as if you're just using it on its own. You can also mix this into a mask. So let's say you're wanting to use it as a mask. The illuminating pearl mask is my favorite to pair it with. The brightening factor of both of these used together is lovely, lovely, lovely. I know people who will use this with honey. This will be their preferred mask. I worked with someone once who likes to use the botanical hydration mist as their liquid, and all of those are perfectly fine. You really can customize the way you utilize this to fit your needs and to fit your skin. Also, with the texture of this and the potential to customize how gritty or textured it is, this is great for pretty much any skin type, including sensitive. So sensitive skin, reactive skin, you can really tailor this to work with your skin and yeah, be perfect for your skin type. Now, an exfoliant like this is nice in the winter months because sometimes we can hit this spot where skin might feel a little bit lackluster. Maybe you're starting to see some flakiness. That's really, really common. This is just a nice light polish to kind of keep the skin very smoothed, to help to keep everything from building up on the skin, and also to make sure that the products that you're applying after really have the opportunity to absorb into the skin. So really getting that to penetrate into the skin. So again, that's the Radiant C Mask and Polish. This one's also 30% off today. And then we've got the little sample size giveaway that'll happen with the orders, I think for another hour, whenever this call ends, it's like an hour after. So that's that. And then this last one here, this is the anti-aging eye cream. And I'm always excited to get to talk about this product. This was my first introduction to Annmarie Skin Care. I got to see this one and kind of utilize this one way before I even worked here. And back in the day, I worked at a day spa where we used kind of more traditional products. We had like Image Skincare and SkinCeuticals. And then I was still blown away with this one. This is one that I would recommend over and over again. For me, the biggest difference I noticed with this one is for puffiness under the eyes. One of the key ingredients in here is cucumber distillate, and I use this one religiously, and I feel like my eye area stays so taut and so healthy using it. This is one that I recommend for everyone, even if I'm working with someone who's rather young, just to kind of start with the maintenance to make sure that we are maintaining the lift and the tautness of the eye area. This one has some stem cells in it, so we're maintaining kind of this lift around the eye area. It's also got CoQ10, which is great for the strength and softness around the eye area. Also super helpful for creasing around the eyes. So if you're someone who's lived a very joyful life and you've got some smile lines that you maybe don't love so much, this is really helpful to soften that as well. How I like to use this, I pump about a half of a pea size on my ring finger, pat my fingers together. I'm applying it over my oil. And I note that I used to say it didn't really matter, but what I found is that when you do the oil and then the eye cream, it wears a little bit nicer than if you flip it. I find that if you do the eye cream first, sometimes the oil doesn't absorb quite as well. So we're going to oil first, got the pea size on our ring fingers, and then I simply pat and kind of press in the eye area, right around the orbital bone. I get asked a lot if you need to bring it up to the lash line or down to the lash line, and you don't. It's not going to harm you if you do or if you have been. It's not like it's so intense that it can't be worn there. But the tissue around the eye area is really, really papery thin. And you might have experienced this with makeup or something like that. But what happens is it pulls the product up to where it needs to go. And so likely if you're making sure to apply it all the way up to the lash line, you're probably using a little bit more than you need because it naturally creeps into those areas. You don't have to do a ton extra to get it applying into those areas there. And then from there, I let it absorb. If you find that you've over oiled or put too much on, you can mist the skin over the top. That'll help that all absorb into the skin. But then I'm moving on. I might put my sunscreen on over if it's evening. Maybe you're putting makeup over the top of that, but that is good to go. Morning and evening. I definitely recommend morning and evening with this one. This is yeah, pretty consistent usage with this one. It goes a long way. So, and this one is also 30% off today. So there it is.
Amazing. Thanks, Kate. Yeah, if
Mhm.
you're just joining, we are talking about quite a few products on their and their discounts. Grace is plugging into the chat what those links are so that you can easily just add them to your cart. We're doing products 30%, 35%, some are up to 50%. We're doing a lot of giveaways right now. And then also during this call, up until an hour after it ends, so 1 p.m. Pacific time, every single order, anybody on this call who places it will get a free sample of the Radiant C mask and polish that she just mentioned, the smoothing hair serum, and then also a free full-size unit of our CBD activated nights or activated CBD serum. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and open this up for some of our team members to share some tips. So as Kate was mentioning, we all really are obsessed with both of that mask and the mask and polish, so the Pearl mask and the Radiant C mask and polish. So I am going to add Andrea here, pinned, if you want to wave, and she's going to share some tips on how she uses it. And then I'll add a couple of other team members, whoever wants to share on tips on how they use the Pearl mask or the Radiant C.
Yeah, thanks. Well, one of the things that I definitely think when you're looking at like a wet mask is I like to keep it in the fridge and apply it cold. It's a little bit stiffer and it will go on a lot thicker, but when you put it on your skin cold, then it just seems like it kind of reduces some of that inf maybe just like the look of inflammation or like the look of puffiness that you might have on your skin. So it does really make a huge difference when applying the Pearl mask when it's cold. I do believe that it also just kind of makes the mask stay longer too. If you're somebody who doesn't use your product super fast and you're opening it all the time, if you keep it in the fridge, it'll stay like a little bit fresher when you're using it as well. The other tips that I have about masking is a lot of things that I do is around saving time and making sure that I make time for my skincare. So I know it's going to seem pretty simple, but um, when I mask, I often will mask in the shower, like right before I get in the shower. So as I'm getting ready, I'll pull my mask from the fridge and then I throw it on and then I kind of get ready to get in the shower. And then I'll normally get in the shower, like do all my things, like let it steam on my face. And then at the end, then I kind of wash it off and pat it dry, which I find that if I'm doing it that way, then I'm able to mask a lot more often than I would if I was just trying to carve out time at night. The other thing when I am masking, like Kate had mentioned earlier, I do like to mix some of the products in with the mask. I always tone before I mask. Um, just because I feel like it slips under the skin and you get like a better coverage. I do mask normally from forehead all the way to chest because I am getting into the shower, so I'm not so worried about clothes and getting in my hair because I'm gonna rinse it all off right afterwards anyway. I did mix up the Radiancy polish so you guys could see the red color, just so it doesn't scare you if you end up wearing this product. This product I do also really recommend just doing it around a shower time because it can be a little bit sloppy just in regards to the coloring. It doesn't stain because it's natural, just like natural essential oils and natural oils won't stain like a synthetic would. So I think sometimes people have fear around those types of things because they're afraid that they're going to be overstaining or something like that. But I haven't noticed any of that like to my towels or anything like that. So don't be nervous if you're masking your face is all beet red, which is part of the beauty. It just shows you how natural the products are. That's one of the things that I obviously love about Annmarie Skincare. I will add in some of my masks, I like to add some colostrum. So if somebody has used colostrum before and they love the benefits that they have internally, you can also use that externally as well on your skin. And it just kind of firms up the mask a little bit differently than you would notice without the colostrum. So if you like something that dries a little bit more stiff, then maybe think about putting some colostrum into your mask. And it does kind of pull your face up a little bit. The other thing when I am masking a lot, just even like regarding like making time for it and things like that, I'll put a mask on and I'll walk my dogs. Which Rach Pachivas here, our COO, she can contest to this, like even on an airplane, I have masked on an airplane before I've gotten off just to give that skin some boost of hydration. It's probably weird for the person that's sitting next to me, but I'll put it on and then I have kind of just like a wet towel in my bag in like a little baggie and I'll just take it off and wipe it off. And when you get off the plane, you don't look dry because environments that are super dry, like an airplane, that's another good time just to make time for masking. I'm trying to think if there's any other tips or tricks, but I think those are like most of them right now. Yeah.
That's so helpful. Thanks, Andrea. Yeah, the colostrum is a big hit. We all are really obsessed with using colostrum. Pam was asking about a recommendation. So we have a few. I don't know if anybody here, maybe Grace, you have a link to the last one where we did a partnership with Kion, or the other brand that Andrea had suggested. So we do have that link. If you want to plug it in there, that's great. Yeah, flying. And as Andrew was mentioning, walking around, you can barely see that there's a mask on. So once you put it on, if you put like a thin layer, you won't have like a very cakey mask. So hardly anybody will notice. So you definitely can use it while flying.
Yeah, you
I'm
can use it at night. If you
you
want to
sleep
wear it
with
overnight.
it.
Yeah, you can sleep with it on because once it dries, it's not super tacky, so it's pretty pillow safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's great. I'm trying to think anything else that I love mixing the two. I know we've mentioned that, but so just if you haven't tried the Radiant Sea Mask and Polish, it's so much more than just like a simple mask and a simple polish. There are so many fruit powders in there that add so much nutrients and so many brightening factors to your skin routine. So adding that one to the Illuminating Pearl Mask is really sweet. It adds quite a bit and enhances it quite a bit. Also using the concentrated boosting elixirs, I love adding the Brighten to our illuminating pearl mask, maybe mixing a little ghee and then also colostrum and then a little bit of honey in there. So kind of just amping it up a little bit in that way is really nice. Any other tips and tricks from our team? Anybody else want to share? Okay, what about from our customers? Let's do a giveaway. We're going to give away 5 of our illuminating pearl masks. So if anybody wants to share in the chat, or if you haven't tried it, let us know that too. But go ahead and share ways that you use it, or even if it's simple, even if it's not like a tip or trick. Share if you use it, how you use it, what you like to mix it with, anything about the illuminating pearl mask, and then we'll pick 5 winners and gift it. And while everybody's adding into the chat, I know we've had quite a few questions pop up. If they don't get answered, add them again and we will have a dedicated Q&A time. I know somebody asked about pregnancy, using products during pregnancy. Kate answered that. The only concern would be essential oils starting contractions. And even then, there's such a small percentage, the jasmine. So just be mindful of that and chat with your midwife or doctor, whoever, if you have concerns on that. I don't know if I had any when I was pregnant. I don't know if I steered away from anything just because I didn't use copious amounts of it. There was another question with washing the face using the eye cream. That was answered. If you have more questions there, just let us know. this was what I wanted to mention. Somebody also asked about having a trial size of our eye cream. We have tried so many times to get this into a trial size container, and just recently we were attempting to put it into a small container, and we kept trying different amounts to see what would work, and it kept oxidizing. So this product is so potent, so active, and the moment that you pour it into a container that has like an open lid that's not a sealed pump, it starts to oxidize. So we would have to fill it and send it to you, and you use it within probably 5 days of getting it, which is just impossible. So we can't make a sample of it. But Kate did mention we do have a very forgiving policy for returns if you're unhappy or unsatisfied with a product. So I think those are all the questions that I saw, but if you do have more, just plug them in and we'll answer them during the Q&A. So right now, we've just had a lot of people join. We're asking the question, we're choosing 5 winners to give away the Illuminating Pro Mask. And we want to know how you use it, or if you use other masks, or if you've never used the Illuminating Pro Mask. So a lot of people have not tried it, which is fascinating because it's just the best. So that'll be great for you to try it. And it's at 30% off today. So I would definitely suggest getting it. Yeah, and so on Christine, one thing, I wouldn't use it directly on the eyelids. I would use it around the eye, like even, I don't even know, I don't really go all the way up here, but I go like all around here. So I wouldn't use it directly on the eyelids. I don't know if somebody had suggested that. Another question. So would you recommend the polish as a good exfoliant versus the Ayurvedic scrub? They're two totally different products, different results, different smells, different profiles. One has a lot of herbs blended up, one is fruit powders, one is more brightening, one is more just, also the grit is different. So in the Ayurvedic scrub, the grit is from the clay and the ground up herbs, and then the grit from the Radiant Sea is from the bamboo stem. So Kate, do you want to add anything to that one?
Not really. I think you kind of hit it. They're just different. They're just different products. So it kind of
They're both great.
prefer.
Yeah, whatever you
Yeah.
prefer. If you try them both, you can, yeah, choose your pick.
Mhm.
Okay, some of the other answers on how people use the illuminating pearl. Somebody has been combining it with the radiancy. That's great. Somebody mixes it with the honey mask. That's interesting. That's exciting. Would the Pearl Mask also be good for 20-something skin, like 20-year-old skin? I would definitely say so. It's hydrating, it's brightening, it's calming, it's soothing, it's somebody said it's magic. It is. It's just magic. Kim. Okay, Grace, do you want to go ahead and choose 5 winners?
Yes, okay. So our winners are Mary Hickman, Holly Carrigo, I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong, Barbara Lazzaroni, Elise Peters, and Stephanie Horick. So I will be putting that form to claim your free gift in the chat. But I'm so excited for all of you to try it if you haven't already. Like everyone's been saying, it is pure perfection and magic.
Amazing. Thanks, Grace. Okay, I am going to, Emily, if you want to wave, you are going to be doing this next segment. We're going to be talking about hair care. So she gets a lot of questions asking about our shampoo and conditioner and any tips and tricks for the hair or using our hair serum. So Em, do you want to take it away and talk about our hair products?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. Yeah, so we have our Sweet Sunrise shampoo and conditioner. These are great really for all hair types. I have very thick hair. I have a lot of hair. And they work really well for me. I love it because it feels like very moisturizing and very nourishing. But it never leaves my hair feeling like weighed down. It's not really heavy at all. Also, the shampoo is purifying, but it's not stripping, so it is safe for color treated hair as well. Um, they've got aloe and then horsetail and nettle as well. So they are really mineral rich, really rich in antioxidants. That horsetail is really rich in silica. And then the nettle as well is rich, like I said, in minerals and antioxidants. So just really like strengthening and nourishing for the hair. So yeah, like I said, great for all hair types. The conditioner, I will use this for my hair. I use it root to ends. And I'll apply it like when I first get into the shower. I'll wash my hair first, and then I'll leave my conditioner in while I'm doing everything else, like washing my body and shaving and all of that stuff. And then rinse it clean. But if you have more fine hair, you can always just focus it more like mid to ends, so that again, you're not feeling like you're weighing down your hair at all or anything. But I never experienced that. Even when I use it roots to ends, I don't feel like it weighs my hair down at all, which I love. So that, oh, also they smell amazing, side note. And then we also have our smoothing hair serum, this one here. So this product I love because it's really versatile. I feel like you can use it in a lot of different ways. It's actually a solid like balm, which is kind of different for a hair serum. But you just scoop out, I just use a tiny little bit. And then you warm it up in your hands and it kind of melts right away as you warm it up. And you can apply this to wet hair, you can apply it to damp hair, you can apply it to dry hair. My hair's dry now, but typically I'll use it when my hair is just a little bit damp. And I just kind of pull it through like mid to ends. And it really just helps to give your hair a nice smooth look. When I use it on damp hair, I feel like it helps too because my hair gets really tangly because I have so much hair. So it works almost as like a detangler. Also, my new favorite way to use this product is as a brow balm. So I'll take my little brow spoolie and just put it in there, and then I'll brush my brows with it, and it just helps to kind of hold them in place. And it's also nourishing the brows, which I love. So that's kind of a fun way to use it. Grace uses this as a treatment mask, which I think is an awesome way to use it too. She has really dry hair. So she'll apply like a good amount of it to dry hair and then put it up in a bun and like go work out or clean the house or whatever, and then wash it clean. And she always says it leaves her hair just feeling like amazing. So that's kind of a fun way to use it as well. This one has muru butter. It's a hard one to pronounce, but so it has muru butter, which is like referred to as nature's silicone. So it leaves the hair feeling really silky and soft. And then it's also got like jojoba and argan, so it's really nourishing. So that is a newer product that's a really fun one that I know pretty much everybody on the team can't live without.
Nice. Thanks,
Yeah,
Emily.
of
And
course.
I'll share a little bit, and then Andrea can share a little bit how she uses it. My hair is, I have a lot of it, but it's very, I don't know if it's fine, but it's, yeah, I can't really describe. I thought I described it properly, and then my hairdresser was like, no. So I have no idea. But there's a lot of it, and it can be curly sometimes if I scrunch it. It can be straight if I blow dry it. So somebody had suggested or asked the question, anything specifically for nourishing curly hair? And I would like to say that this is really great for curly hair. So whether you have thinner hair, whether you have a coarse hair, a lot of hair, a little hair, you can find ways to use this one if your hair is curly, if your hair is straight. If your hair is curly, I would suggest using it while it's still wet or damp. Sometimes I'll use a larger amount while my hair is very damp or very wet, still in the shower, and I'll rub it all through kind of like a conditioner. And then instead of rinsing it, I'll just, squeegee it out, and that leaves it very curly. And then one other question somebody was asking, I don't know if I'm going to find it. Oh, I have trouble getting the shampoo to lather. So this is completely normal. You might need a little bit more. We do not use sodium lauryl sulfate. We don't use SLSs or any type of harsh surfactants in our cleansers or our shampoo. So it might just be a little bit more tricky. It's derived from coconut and plant sugars, the surfactant that we use. So you might need to just add a little bit more water, but you're not going to get that same sudsy feel that you would with your typical shampoo or cleansers, but it is working, so don't worry. So I just wanted to clear that up so that you weren't concerned that it wasn't working. And Andrea, did you want to share anything about how you use the smoothing hair serum?
Yeah, sure. I do use it when, so I have it here, but yeah, when I'm using it, I normally will kind of use it as a hair mask, because my hair is, I do have a lot of hair as well, but it is thin. So one of the things when I notice that I'm putting it on, especially if I want to get up towards the scalp area, it might look a little bit more greasy. So if you're, and it could also be my age or my hormones or whatever that tends to make my hair kind of have that greasier type look. So if you do have an oilier scalp, then and you're concerned about that, I would use it right before. So I like to put it on my hair when it's dirty and I know that I'm going to wash it the next day. I don't like to overwash my hair because it does make my hair more greasy. So honestly, I try to wash my hair only once a week. So before I'm going to do it the night before, I might put it all on, not really care, grease it up, if you will, and then tie it back. The other thing that I'll do is when I'm using the hair serum, sometimes I'll use it for kind of styling, like when you pull your hair up and you get those like little flyaways and it looks like you almost have like a mullet, maybe, I don't know. So I'll just take it, put it on my hands, just very, very thin. And then I'll just kind of like style it in the back just to pull those little flyaways and it makes your hair when it's finished and you're doing an updo, it makes it look much better and you don't have all that those little baby hairs that we get that kind of fly out from the sides of your ears and behind your neck. So
I love that. Cool. Okay, great. We want to give some of these away. So if you want to share any of your hair journeys with us, please put it in the chat. What do you currently use to keep your hair smooth, maintained, and lustrous? If you use our products, if you use another product, if you have some other fun tips, tricks that you do, share with us. We want to know. And we're going to choose 2 winners to gift you a smoothing hair serum. And we've had a lot of people join over the past few minutes. I keep seeing people entering the room. So if you are just joining, we were doing our live shopping call. We were doing a lot of giveaways. We have a lot of links as well for discounts, but we're also doing giveaways. So we've given away quite a few products so far in total. I think we're giving away around $2,300 in products. So stay on. And right now we're doing a giveaway of our smoothing hair serum. Okay, some of the answers we're getting, coconut oil, that one's exciting. I haven't used any of the hair products yet. Always looking to nourish my curly hair. Lisa, I hope you love our smoothing hair serum because it is very great for curly hair. Someone's been using the hair serum for a few months. My hair feels very nourished. Christy loves the shampoo and conditioner. Amazing. Tanya uses all 3. Okay, still on the hunt for a magic product. Loma, I want to check that out. Someone says they use the Murmuro mask. That's very cool. Yeah, Murmuro butter is just magical. It's such a great product for your hair and your skin. I use our smoothing hair serum kind of on my hands and I put them on my legs sometimes too. It's kind of an expensive balm for the product for the body, but it's really nice and it smells great. It has that clary sage uplifting smell with some petitgrain and a little bit of lavender. I use an Aveda product, okay. Rosemary essential oil diluted in jojoba. That reminds me, somebody asked what they use, what we would suggest on the scalp for an itchy scalp. And I personally think the rosemary toning mist is really great for your scalp. It has white willow bark, which has salicylic acid. So that's actually really nice for penetrating any sort of itchiness or redness. And then the rosemary, and there's herbs infused into the aloe with that one. So I would suggest using that. Coconut oil, castor oil. Somebody's very excited for this sample for their frizz. They want to find something for their curly hair. Somebody used Shea Moisture with flax. That's cool. Okay. Okay. This person has not tried any of them, but that'll be great for you to try them. Okay, Grace, do you want to pick 2 winners?
Yes, I do. And once again, if I pronounce your name wrong, I apologize in advance. But our 2 winners are, well, the Zoom name is Stephanie's iPhone. So excited for Stephanie. And then Gianna Frazee is our second winner. So I'm super excited for you to try it. I just wanted to add a little input that for anyone who has frizzier hair, I also have extremely frizzy hair. You can't tell at the moment because I did it today, but it is amazing for frizzy hair. I have little flyaways everywhere. There's usually just a lot going on, and it really helps just settle it, tame it, while also making it shiny. It's just fabulous. Anyway, I just had to say that because it's amazing. But yay for our winners.
Awesome. Thanks, Grace. Very cool. And if you're just joining, we're diving into different segments. We have a couple left. If you have questions that pop up, plug them into the chat and we will either answer them in real time or we have a dedicated time to get through any of the questions that we haven't gotten to yet. And then we will be putting links in the chat with all of the discounts. We'll be doing giveaways. And then we also have 3 products that we're giving away with all orders placed until 1 p.m. Pacific time. And that is our Radiant C Mask and Polish sample, Smoothing Hair Serum sample, and then full size of our activated CBD serum. Okay, let's move right along. Let's get into some eye care. So somebody asked earlier, what's the difference between our eye serum and our eye cream? Do you need both? Which one do you use first? All the details there. Andrea loves both, and she wants to share a little bit about both of them, the difference between the two, and why she and you need both. And then Kate's going to fill in any questions that come up on this. So Andrea, you want to take it away?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, I guess really the choice between like an eye cream, and an eye serum. So the cream is in our original collection, I guess you would say. And then the fruit ceramide serum is in our Wild Alchemy collection. So if anyone doesn't know, if it has a black label, then that's part of the Wild Alchemy collection, where this type of label is more towards our original collection. And the Wild Alchemy just has like different alchemy type products that are in it that are a little bit more advanced than what you would find in any other skincare company. But it really depends on your specific skincare needs. The serum really is a concentrated boosting treatment for specific concerns, where I feel like the cream really provides just like a deep, lasting moisturizer. You can use both products together. I know that we've mentioned that a couple times, but really just when you're looking at how you're going to apply it and looking for like the needing additional hydration to your skincare, but you don't want to add any oiliness to your skincare, then I would say that the serum is what you want to go with. When I am applying the serum, what I do is I just kind of put it on the tips of my fingers and I will touch around. But as I'm like applying it, I normally will just kind of like press up. I think one of the things that I've noticed just, with my skin specifically, I always look at like, how does my mom's skin look? When I'm looking to stave off like just the looks of aging and things like that, because one thing we can't change is, where our genes come from and things like that. So one of the things that our family tends to have is like more of a baggy eye. So I will put it on, and then one of the tips that I kind of have is I will look up as I'm putting it on, like really, really high, and then I try to like lightly pull my eyes as I'm looking up too, which I think does help with kind of reducing that bagginess. And then the other thing, just when you're looking at the serum, is you want to do the serum, if you're going to do both products, you want to do the serum before you do the eye cream. I think that's how everyone uses it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rachel. Do you do
That's
it?
correct.
Okay, that's how I do it. But then I will go ahead and put the eye cream right over the serum, and then I'll kind of do the same thing, but I tend to use these 2 fingers because they are a little bit less strong, so you can be a little bit more gentle. I normally will go over just like my eyebrow area and kind of like plump those up a little bit. When you're looking at the consistency of the products, the serum is definitely a thinner consistency than the cream. So if you like something that's a little bit richer and has a thicker formula, then you might prefer the cream over the serum. Or if you have very dry, mature skin, then also you might want to start with like the eye cream if that's one that you haven't tried yet. It definitely, I feel like for moisturization, this last a little bit longer than the serum. But with the serum, because it is a thinner, it just feels like you're getting more of those active ingredients like that you might be looking for, and it goes a little bit deeper. So that's why I do always consider like using both of the eye products versus just using one of them. I don't know. What else is there?
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I just want to add a couple things and then pass it over to Kate. So, if you think about serum, serum has your activated ingredients. It has the things that you like really want to target whatever it is you're trying to work on. And so this eye serum, this was I don't even know, I think 2 year long journey of formulating this product to find ceramides that were clean and pure and made safe verified. So we found a pineapple ceramide from Japan, and it's an incredible product. And it also has wormwood extract, artemisia. It has lingonberry stem cells in it. It has elderberry extract. It has sake peptides. It has some of the most activated ingredients all punched into this one little serum. So it's pretty amazing and incredible. And I sometimes use it on my little furrow area here, maybe around my lips as well. It's much thinner than the cream, of course, so it would be put on first. And you definitely want to apply it as your skin is damp. So you missed your toning mist, maybe you apply your serum, maybe you missed again. Kind of make this a ritual. Then you put your serum on and then you put your eye cream on. So that's one of the biggest things I would say about it is that it has so many activated ingredients and it's such a powerful concentrated product to really target whatever it is you're trying to work on. Kate, you want to add to that?
I feel like you guys have covered so much, and a lot of the words you're using really capture it, like potent, concentrated. And yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned making sure your skin is damp. That's actually quite important with this one. If you apply it to dry skin, sometimes what can happen is it can kind of sit on the surface of the skin and maybe look a little orange or get a little bit pilly. So if you have that product and you're experiencing that, just use your toning mist. This is usually the big shift that can help that really penetrate into the skin. But otherwise, as far as application and what's awesome about it, I think you guys hit it. I think you covered it.
Nice. And you don't need a lot of the eye serum. So you just need like as long as your skin's damp and you need just like a teeny tiny bit. I don't have any here on my desk, but just yeah, a very small amount and then just dab it into the areas that you're really trying to enhance and then put your eye cream on top. So I definitely would use them both. I wouldn't say one is equal to the other or better or uh I guess one to switch over. They're do totally different things. So let's move right along here and do some giveaways of these two. So we've bundled three of these together. So we're going to choose three winners to win both of them, the eye serum and the eye cream. It's a $160 bundle. And share with us a little bit about what you're doing with your eye cream. What current eye concerns do you have? What do you use? What do you not use? What do you want to use? Share anything about eye focus that you'd like to. And we're going to choose three winners. And then as you guys are answering, I'm going to look in here, see if there's any questions that have come up. And Mary, we've heard this that a lot of people, well, the eye creams in our signature collection, as Andrea mentioned, so it has been tried and true for so many years. This was actually the first product that I used before I even started working for the company. I was using this product. I was a junkie. I was so obsessed with it. I mean, I still am. It's great, but it was my entry product into Annmarie Skin Care. So I often hear that people use this product and haven't tried the eye serum. And some people just think they don't need a serum, which if you don't want to use it, you don't have to, but it definitely adds quite a bit to your routine. And even if you use it every other day, it's great. Okay, so someone's concerned about puffiness, dark eyes, puffiness again. Puffiness has been reduced so much. Cream was too much hydration, but now I'm excited to try the serum. Yep, Kathy, I think if you're wanting something lighter, this is definitely for you. Okay, wrinkly, baggy eyes. Okay, great. Yeah, you're gonna get back to it. Awesome.
Real quick, I want to call out every once in a while, someone will message me directly, and I love that you're messaging me. But for the giveaways, make sure you're putting it in the chat that's for everyone so that Grace can see that, because otherwise she can't see your response.
Thank you, Kate. Yeah, we want you to win. Okay. I'm just reading some of these answers, seeing if any questions have come up. Droopy eyelids. Okay, you've been using it since 2013. Yep, see, this is a fan favorite. And the Wild Alchemy collection, we didn't launch it until I think it was 2017. So all of these products that are in this collection are so new, and once people try them, I think they are addicted. So it's great that you have an opportunity to try it. Okay, Grace, do you want to go ahead and pick 3 winners to win a bundle?
Yes, so our 3 winners is Joanna's iPhone, so yay, Joanna, Sheila, and Annmarie, which is just so fitting. So super excited for you 3. I will put the form in the chat. But yay.
Amazing, thank you. And so let's take some time to check out some questions. If you have additional questions, add them into the chat and we will answer them. I am going to look at a couple that I see here. One asked if it helps with hooded eyes. I think, I feel like that might be more of the structure of your skin, but I will say that there is green tea extract. And so the caffeine from that may stimulate and add some strengthening, but I would say use the gua sha stone. I've actually started doing face yoga. And so like this exercise going like this, I know this might look wild, but if you go like this and you look up, and so you close gently and you look up, this one really strengthens that area. We actually want to do like a whole program on face yoga and face massage. So stay tuned on that. Maybe it'll come in 2025, but I would say that or the gua sha stone. So mine's over here, so I can grab it really quick so I can show you. I have a random gua sha stone here. I don't think I wrote the company one, but you would use it along that area. And you could also use the little feathering tool up at the top. And I'm going to show you what this looks like too. Pam, yes, I think a face yoga class would be really fun where we can incorporate the gua sha, maybe cupping, maybe massage. So you can see slightly, you see that little point in my eyebrow a little bit more on this side, the one that I've been messing with just for a couple of minutes. You can, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. Maybe I'm crazy, but you see how my hood here is slightly elevated? That's what just a couple seconds does with that. Look weird not doing the other one, so I'm gonna just massage here. But that can help with hooded eyes. Okay. Do you have any suggestions on oil cleansing versus typical water cream cleansing? Yes. I'm going to let Kate answer this one, but I also want to suggest double cleansing. But Kate, do you want to go ahead and chime in there?
Mhm. Yeah, so we do have an oil cleanser. We've got the restorative cleansing oil. This is great. And then we have the rest of our cleansers are fairly traditional, creamy, and or gel-based cleansers. The big difference is, so this with it being an oil cleanser, it obviously is going to feel like oil on the skin. This is awesome for really dry, really parched skin. This is also nice to have if you wear makeup, and Rachel mentioned double cleansing, doing a first cleanse with the restorative cleansing oil to help to lift makeup from the face, and then coming in with your phytonutrient or your aloe herb cleanser. Any of them are great as your second cleanser. This is just a great way to make sure that the skin is really fully prepared for the products that are coming after, and especially helpful for makeup. So both great, but yeah, that's the restorative cleansing oil.
Amazing. Thank you. Somebody asked, oh, they joined late. Will we have a replay? We are recording it, so we'll probably send this out. There's a lot of fun little tidbits, but we will also post all the links to all the discounts in the chat. And I would stay on because we still have a couple more giveaways to do. Another thing, oh, someone asked which face yoga do I use? I've tried a lot. So I've been down this rabbit hole over the past probably 6, maybe more, probably since February of just researching. I've kind of dragged in a couple team members too, but we've been researching face massage, face yoga, face HIIT classes. I've been doing a bunch of different tools. So I'm trying to really find the best routine, and I can't find one that's just perfect. So I'm thinking of just combining all of them and doing something unique, but stay tuned on that. I really think it would be I mean, it would be great, but it would also be really helpful to have something like that because I think it adds so much. Because so much of us are, I mean, I'm very sedentary during the day, just staring at my computer screen and my skin just drops. And just doing a couple of exercises over the past few weeks, like the HIIT ones, have been really valuable, and also incorporating the tools that I've been using. So stay tuned on that. Somebody asked, what is best for flaky skin? I think that's there's a lot that we could answer on that one. Kate, do you wanna answer a little bit and then I can pick up where you, yeah.
Yeah, so for a full, we could spend an hour on this, but to keep it pretty high level, focusing on products that are supporting the moisture level, both in the lower layers of the skin and the upper layers of the skin. And by that, I mean making sure your serum is a really hydrating serum. The activated CBD is a really good one for skin that's really dry and parched and flaky. I like that one a lot for super dry skin. And then your facial oil. The anti-aging is a classic one for really, really dry skin. I like that one quite a bit. I also have been recommending a lot lately the coconut honey mask, and I might have put that in the chat with you. It could have been somebody else, but the coconut honey mask, I find, especially when your skin's really, really dry, is a good kind of like in between support to use once, twice. I mean, this one can be used daily, but as far as routine, once or twice a week to really just help skin maintain its moisture level as you're using your normal products. Another product, our booster, the Hydrate Booster, as the name suggests, is very hydrating for the skin. So kind of some variation of those products, at the very minimum, would be helpful for that.
Nice. That's great. What product was that? I missed it. Denise, were you referring to, I don't know what exact, when you wrote that, what she was talking about. I think she was talking about Hydrate when you wrote that, which is a part of the concentrated boosting elixirs, which we now have as a standalone product. So you can check that out. Somebody asked me if I've heard of fascia blasting, which I haven't, but I've heard of fascia massage. So now I'm gonna look it up. Thank you for encouraging my rabbit hole searches. Rosanna asked, is there a cautious way to use Brighten for the eyes, or is there a better, more gentle product for severe dark circles? I can answer. So Brighten, the concentrated boosting elixir, you would mix it with your other products, and you don't want to go, in your eye. You want to just go around your eyes, but I would say that's it. There's nothing to really be too cautious about as long as you don't get it in your eyes. You don't want to get any product in your eyes just because they're your eyes. So yeah. And then for severe dark circles, I would just say check out our eye serum and our eye cream. You can totally mix the Brighten with your eye serum. I wouldn't use a lot, just a teeny tiny bit, because you don't need a lot of eye serum, but you can mix that together. Make sure your skin is damp. Use the botanical hydration mist or the neroli toning mist, and then apply the serum. And then as it's still damp, apply a little bit of the eye cream. Kate, did you want to add anything?
I think that we'll leave it at that. Dark under eyes, they can be caused by so many different things, and so I'd also really pay attention to your lifestyle and your sleep and your food and all of that, and kind of bring that into your skin's evolution as well.
A good point. Yeah. I noticed that I mean, some nights I don't sleep that much and I look like a zombie with dark circles, but also not drinking enough water. So when it's cold out, I kind of forget to drink water. And that's like the first thing that I notice. My skin just looks like it's wreaked havoc. So I would say that's a great point to look at your lifestyle and whether your intake of water or your food or sugar or sleep is helpful. Okay, somebody asked, many of the masks are recommended 1 to twice per week. If you're using more than one, like the charcoal cacao, illuminating pearl, coconut honey mask, would you be using one every couple of days or just one per week and rotate throughout the month? I have a lot to say on this one, but Kate, do you want to start?
Yes. So
Okay.
for the illuminating pearl and the coconut honey, I would say how frequent feels good is fine. You cannot overuse those. You could use them every single day. Your skin's going to be awesome. For the charcoal cacao, which is one that I'm pretty sure is a discounted one today, and or the purifying mud masks, the masks that are maybe like these both have a variation of a clay in them. And so they do pull up some moisture. And so you don't want to use those day in and day out. We want to give our skin some time in between to really make sure that the moisture level is adequate. So you don't necessarily need to rotate it out. Like you've got one standing mask day per week, but I would be more mindful with the charcoal cacao and purifying mud mask to keep that at once a week and let the illuminating pearl and the coconut honey have a little bit more flex and flow. You can use that one. You could use both during the week. You could do it just once a week. You've got some flexibility with those. What would
Okay,
you add?
yeah, the one other thing, which is technically an exfoliant, but it kind of feels like a mask because it's a peel, is the resurfacing facial exfoliant. So I would just be mindful when you're using that one. Kind of the same idea with masking and how you incorporate them into your routine. Same with exfoliation. So that one, if you're exfoliating right away or right before, just be mindful not to use that one directly after. Test your skin out. Sometimes I'll use the resurfacing and then the next morning I'll do the radiancy mask and polish just to kind of bluff off everything that was coming off the night before. But you still want to spot test that and test your skin. But I think that's great. Yeah, I think that's helpful. Can you chat about teen skincare? I have a 15-year-old daughter who recently is having some breakouts. I'd love to introduce her to Annmarie Skincare products. Angela, we could probably touch on it briefly, but I would really suggest you get her onto a consult. I don't know if she'd be okay with that and excited to join one, but she could totally join one and hear all about it. That would be fun, actually. But Kate, do you want to touch on that just briefly?
Yeah, so teen skin, just keeping it super high level with some breakouts. I would probably stick with some pieces of the Essentials collection. The Renew cleanser, which I don't have on my desk, unfortunately, is a very basic cleanser. She might also like the citrus mint cleanser. This is a gel-based cleanser that's really helpful for controlling oil. And then the facial oil, where is it? The herbal facial oil for oily skin. This is one that I always am recommending when I'm working with someone who's having active blemishes on the face. It's just really helpful for soothing the redness, the irritation. Also, as the name suggests, it's incredibly helpful for controlling oil. Now the serum with her being 15 might not be as imperative, but one serum that I do like for younger skin is the citrus stem cell serum, specifically for breakouts and any discoloration left behind. So if she's had active breakouts and maybe that's slowing down, but she might have some darkened areas, this one, so doing the citrus mint cleanser, making sure to use the citrus stem cell serum to help with the dark areas of the face. And then the herbal facial oil could be good. But yeah, joining us on a consult could be helpful. You can also shoot us an email at ask@annmariegianni.com and we can spend a little bit more time getting that question answered for you.
Thanks, Kate. And then Emily, do you want to plug in the link for the console so they can join? I think Kim and Angela wanted their daughter to join. And then one other thing I want to mention, I feel like we often think that if we have breakouts, we need to scrub our skin, and that's totally not something you should do. So using a clay mask is great, but if it has any sort of grit, you definitely want to avoid any sort of active breakout area. So make sure your daughter knows if she's having an active breakout to avoid that area and do not scrub it. You just want to be really gentle. So just think of it as like, this is an area that needs some extra love. So be super gentle, be sweet with it. Don't be aggressive with it. And it should help a lot. I also want to mention my own personal journey. I think when I was starting here, I was eating copious amounts of almond butter, which personally was not good for me. I had really bad breakouts. I don't have any. I was using the anti-aging serum for years. I'm not going to say that they healed my breakouts because that's not FDA compliant, but I will say, look at my skin. So that is a great product if you want to try that out for your daughters. Somebody also asked about how often they should use the kaolin scrub. Emily suggested 2 or 3 times most week, but again, Elise, it's also what else are you using? If you're using the resurfacing facial exfoliant once or twice a week, if you're using something else, if you're using the Radiant C, you just want to be mindful not to exfoliate every single day or even 4 or 5. Like you want to only exfoliate maybe 2 to 3, and that just also depends on your skin type. If you have more sensitive skin, maybe once or twice per week. And then Christy was also asking if it's okay to use these exfoliants in the evening or in the morning. I know Emily suggested using the resurfacing facial exfoliant only in the evening. It also depends on your day. So in the winter time, if it's super cloudy out and you know there's not going to be any sun and you're not going to be outside and you're using an SPF, then you can use it in the morning. But just as Emily suggested, you want to be mindful with being out in the sun after using that one. And the masks also, you can use any of them morning or night. I personally really love the illuminating pearl mask in the morning just because it like wakes me up a little bit. Like I had a really rough night's sleep and my skin's really wrinkled and tired and I don't even know. It's had some rough ones. The illuminating pearl mask just wipes it. It's like a clean slate. It's kind of weird how it does that. So I would say that one's my go-to in the morning. Yes, 100%. Awesome. Okay, let's dive into our next segment because we're running up to a half hour left of this call and we have a lot more products to give away. So this next one, we've talked about it quite a few times during this call and we said we were going to get to it. So we're finally getting to it. And this is all about sagging and drooping skin and incorporating the concentrating boosting elixirs into your routine. So Kate, do you want to take it away and talk about these three?
Yes, absolutely. I love the concentrated boosting elixirs, so I'm excited to get into them. Before I really dive into what they are and what they do, go ahead and put in the chat. Do you use a vitamin C, a peptide, a hydrator? Are you using retinol? Any retinol alternatives? Go ahead and put those in as I'm kind of going through them, and then we'll swing back to that there. But the concentrated boosting elixirs are particularly helpful for drooping, sagging skin. They're also helpful for a myriad of aging, signs of aging. So what they are is this little set of 3 concentrated boosters. And I do want you to take the concentrated part very seriously. We don't want these to go directly onto the skin. These get mixed into a serum, an oil. You can mix it into a mask. The 3 different ones, this first one is called Hydrate. And I'll give you one guess as far as its function. It's very hydrating for the skin. This is a blend of hyaluronic acid, and then we've got some peptides in here. And so this is super, super helpful for the hydration level. This is also really helpful for plumping up fine lines. Hyaluronic acid is a humectant, so it pulls moisture to it and expands. That also is really helpful when you're using your toning mist. So make sure your skin is damp with your mist. And then doing a drop or 2, I think 1 to 3 into your serum and your oil. And I'll go through what they are and then I'll kind of break down how I use them and how you might use them a little bit clearer. The next one here is called Brighten. And this one, of course, is being used to brighten the complexion, to help to even the tone, even the texture. We use in this one a very pure vitamin C. So this is a tetrahexyl desylscorbate, and I have practiced saying that a lot, so that's why it came out. But this one, the vitamin C, it's a shelf-stable vitamin C. Unfortunately, a lot of vitamin Cs on the market, once they hit liquid, right, they're a powdered form, once you add any moisture to them, they immediately start to go rancid. And so a lot of these brands are marketing a vitamin C, but what you actually get is not an active vitamin C. This one is a shelf-stable vitamin C. The other thing that's really special about this one is this is not a petroleum derivative. And so we are we feel really good about this vitamin C. For years, we wouldn't use a vitamin C, and then we really, really zeroed in on the perfect one when we wanted to offer a vitamin C. This also has some sea buckthornberry in it, and sea buckthornberry is an antioxidant that specifically supports vitamin C. And so these are just working together to really help to brighten the complexion. The last one here, this is a very special one. This is called Revitalize, and this is a concentrated amount of our bioactive A. And the bioactive A is our version of a retinol. And so when we were wanting to offer a retinol, we knew we weren't going to offer a retinol, a traditional retinol. We weren't going to offer retinol, no tretinoin, no vitamin A derivative. I'll let you do your own research into how that might interact with the body. But when we found this ingredient, this is a made safe ingredient, this still functions very similarly to a retinol. You are still resurfacing the skin. You still get that very taut, lifted look to the face. This is great for smoothing fine lines. This is great for the lift of the skin. So as we're talking about droopy, saggy skin, this is really, really an important one to incorporate. I personally love this one as the concentrated form because you can kind of tailor the intensity of whatever you're using this with, the serum or the oil. You can do 3 drops and have a little bit more of a concentrated amount. You can also start with just a half drop or a drop. And so if I'm working with somebody who has really sensitive skin, but they want to use a retinol, they just wish they could use a retinol, I'm usually directing them to this set of 3, with this one being particularly important because they can start really, really slowly and see how their skin reacts. They might be able to do 2 drops. They might be able to do the full 3, but you can really kind of tailor the amount that you're using. Now, how you use these is also important. They are concentrated, like I mentioned, and so we're mixing this into something else. How I prefer to apply mine, I've misted my skin. I'll take my preferred serum, usually the wild fruit serum, and I'll do a couple pumps of this into the palm of my hand. And then from there, I'm going to choose which boosters I'm using. I like to use the hydrate morning and night. This is just me being extra. I love the feel of it, especially in the winter. I'll do about a drop of the hydrate. I do the brighten in the morning. And this is important. This one is our morning usage because the Revitalize is the one that we would use in the evening. The Revitalize still increases photosensitivity, just like a retinol would. And so we want to use it overnight. And we also want to be mindful that the next morning, we're making sure to use our Sun Love and protect our skin from sun exposure. And I recommend that for at least 2 days after using it, just being extra, extra cautious with your sunscreen. Now you can mix it into an oil. That's perfectly fine too. If I'm gonna mix it into an oil, it's usually the hydrate that gets mixed into the oil, but any of them are fine. And then Rachel mentioned earlier, she likes to do the brighten with the illuminating pearl mask. And that's another really, really great way to use it. Now, if you're listening and you're like, okay, the concentrated and boosting elixirs are fine, but I would rather just have the hydrate on its own. That one is sold on its own, the hydrate. And likewise with the brighten. So that one is one you can invest in just a single bottle of it. We don't have the Revitalize on its own, but we do have the activated night serum, which does have a lot of the bioactive A. And so it's kind of a variation of getting the Revitalize in that set there. So let's swing back to you're putting in the chat if you're using a vitamin C, are you using a peptide, hydrators, retinols, any of that. And then I think Grace is going to choose a couple winners.
Yes.
Hi,
I
winner.
don't know if everyone knew that this was a giveaway question. So we are giving away 5 sets of our concentrated boosting elixirs. So definitely put in the chat if you've tried them or not, what vitamin C you're currently using, all the above, and then I will choose the winner shortly.
Amazing. We have quite a few questions that have come through, so we can start going through those. I do want to add, I know some people have talked about a retinol, they haven't used it yet, they don't want to use it, and the difference. And I want to back up just a little bit. I know Kate mentioned quite a bit of us developing this product and this combo here. But on the market, we hadn't found, I mean, we were having conversations with vendors about vitamin C, and it was always, oh, possibly petroleum or this, petroleum or that. And there was always, we would think it was natural and it wasn't. And so we finally found a plant derived vitamin C that was oil soluble, that was stable, that doesn't oxidize, that you're able to put into a bottle to mix with your product. Mixed it with sea buckthorn and jojoba. So it's such an incredible, potent vitamin C that's safe. And then same with the hydrate. This is another one where we kept finding producers that would have peptides from it could be from animals, it could be from humans. I had some gnarly stuff in there. It's out there in the market, and this is what is oftentimes suggested for maintaining youthful skin. And so we created one that was made safe verified, that was clean, that was pure, that was safe, that we feel completely comfortable using. And that's our hydrate. And then same with the revitalize. So retinol is such an ingredient, or such like a controversial ingredient, that we definitely wanted to avoid. Somebody asked me personally, I need to find their question. Their dermatologist had recommended and prescribed Retin-A for them. So retinol and Retin-A and vitamin A and all these products, when we were developing this product, I was pregnant and I was trying to find something that was safe, and none of them were safe for pregnancy. And so that's what led me down the path of the bioactive complex. And I was like, okay, we have to come up with something that's completely safe, that doesn't harm our body, that isn't causing advanced aging to our skin and deteriorating the skin over time. And that's why we came up with the revitalized, now into the activated night serum, utilizing that bioactive A complex. So I would say if you're being recommended Retin-A, I'm not familiar with that, Rhonda, I'm not familiar with that particular condition, but I would just look into the alternatives that there are, like our revitalize. It's much safer. It still is doing a lot of the same things that a retinol would do, so you're getting a lot of the same effects without those harsh side effects that you get. So just a little background on the formulation process of these three products. It was all, really researching the safest and cleanest ingredients out there to create something that was still aligned with Annmarie Skin Care values while providing incredible results and creating activated products. So with all that being said, Grace, do you want to pick 5 winners and then we'll dive into some of these questions?
Yes. Okay. So our 5 winners are Christine R, Miranda, Brittany, Angela Appeal, and Judy Seiler. So yay, I'm so excited for you to try them. Just like the rest of the giveaways, I will be putting a form in the chat for you to fill out to claim your giveaway item. And yeah, I'm so excited for you to try them.
Amazing. Okay, we'll dive into some questions and then we'll get into our next tutorial and then we'll wrap it up. So some of the questions here, Kate, did you see any that you want to dive into? And I can start reading some as well.
I did. So there was a question. Oh gosh, let me find it. How many pumps of Sun Love for face, neck, and chest? I want to make sure because I am sun sensitive and have sun damage. So full face, neck, and chest, I'd say approximately 3. Everybody's body size is a little bit different, but making sure that you're getting a pretty even application over the entire face, the neck, the chest. I also bring it onto my shoulders, especially on my left because I drive a car and the sun shines here. That's less vital in the winter when you have a coat on, but definitely in the summer. So I would say approximately 3. Approximately 3.
Awesome.
And yeah.
Thank you. I'm reading the Dalton 500 rule. Okay, enter the elixirs. Tanya, the vitamin C is okay to wear in the sun. We recommend using the Brighten for daytime use and then Revitalize for evening use. And then the Hydrate you can use morning and evening. Trying to read through all these questions. Sorry. And Kate, if you see some, just go ahead.
Yeah, I might have missed a bunch. So if you see some, Rachel, that I'm not getting to, holler. But Elise asks, can you talk about expiration of your products? And of course, so our products are made in small batches and then assigned an expiration date. Most have approximately a 2-year expiration date, and that's from its production time. So you might get a product that expires a full 2 years from now. It could be a year. We don't sell it super close to the expiration. We want to make sure you have time to use the product. But yeah, approximately 2 years. It'll say on the bottom of your bottle, you probably can't read it, but it's this like yellow there. So when you get your package and you get your product, just check it out and see how much time you have there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of when people were talking about what they use, they're using vitamin C's from other companies. That's great. I would just look into the type of vitamin C that you're using. If it's the ascorbic acid, this one comes in a powder form. So the moment you plug it into a product to create a serum or to have it in a medium, it starts to oxidize. So by the time it even gets to you, it's gone rancid. Um, there are some companies who sell just the powder mixed with something else so that it's not too potent, that you would mix kind of as a booster. That's great. If you're using that, perfect. If it's already mixed, be mindful that that might be oxidized already. And then also, I would, if you are concerned about the derivatives, I would ask the company, just say, hey, what's the derivative of your vitamin C? And see what they say. They should be totally transparent. They should be able to tell you. Every supplier is able to tell you and provide CFAs. So they can tell you what it's derived from. You want to make sure you're not getting something derived from petroleum, or you're not getting something that can be toxic to your body. So just be mindful of that. If you are using a vitamin C, great. Just look into a little bit of where it's from and what kind of vitamin C it is. We talked a lot about the retinol alternatives. This is the one that you want to avoid using during the daytime. And when you are using it, whether in the evening or with the activated night serum, definitely use an SPF. Not that it's creating your skin to be photosensitive, but it is really doing some resurfacing on your skin. So it's making your skin extra sensitive in a way that it wasn't prior to using it. I'm seeing Inga's question here. I don't want to use the retinol, learning more about alternatives. Great. Perfect.
see
Yeah, this is a retinol alternative. Sorry, go ahead, Kate.
No, you're good. I'm also just checking out the questions. One of them asks, how soon will you notice a difference using vitamin C products? That's always a hard question to answer because it depends on lot on your skin and what's going on with your skin. One thing that I usually know with a lot of skincare products, the way the products work is they kind of seep into the skin and they're working at the lower layer. And then as your natural skin cycle happens, then that lower layer is moving up to be the visible layer. And so sometimes the work is happening even when you can't see it. And then when you start to see it, it's quite cumulative. The time frame will depend because it depends on how deep in the skin there's discoloration. It depends on how intense it was. There's just a lot of factors. So could be 3 or 4 weeks. It could be 6, 8, 12 weeks. It depends on where you're at. Most people with vitamin C over like an uva ursi or licorice root will notice a difference a little bit more quickly. Vitamin C is working on the overall complexion, evening the tone. Licorice root, uva ursi, which we have in the citrus stem cell. We've got uva ursi in the wild fruit. Those are working on specific spots. So just a thing to note there.
Awesome. I had a question come to me personally asking if it's okay to add the Revitalize to the nighttime serum to make it supercharged. And my response is yes, 100%. I do it all the time. I would say just make sure your skin's cool with that. Make sure you try the activated night serum on its own. Maybe try the Revitalize mixed with the wild fruit serum or the anti-aging serum or something else. And then just do 1 drop and see how your skin responds. And then you can do 2 and then 3. I do it all the time just so it's a little extra for my skin. Okay, I think we should dive into the next segment, and then we will come back to questions. So if you have more questions that pop up in your brains, just plug them into the chat and we will get to them. But the next one is we're going to talk about our lip and cheek tint. So we're going to do a tutorial, and Rach, I'm going to pin her here, is going to be sharing because she's kind of an expert. I'm going to grab mine so I can put it on while she does it. But while she's doing her tutorial, we'd love to hear from you. What is one product that you can't live without, especially when attempting to have that no makeup day look? Go ahead, Rach, take it away.
Hey. Well, hi, everybody. I know we've done this a couple of times, so bear with me, team. But I have mine, like as you can see, I have it in my bag, so it's like super worn out. It's something that I carry with me all the time, just if I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, I need a little like glow, I need a little pick me up. So this is just in a little tube. You push it up. I like to use my fingers when I'm using it on my lips, and right now, I don't have anything like I know it looks a little bit pink here. It's very cold in Chicago, so this is just like my skin tone. So I'm gonna kind of go with what that looks like. And you'll be able to see a difference, I'm sure. I am pretty generous with this. As you can see, it's super creamy. You don't have to like put anything on your face before, or at least I don't feel like you do at all. Um, I just put it underneath my cheekbones just now, and as you can see, it's a little bit pinker maybe than normal just because of the weather here and just what my skin looks like. I like to do it a little bit in the corners of my forehead as well, just to give me a little bit of color. And then a lot of us do it like underneath our chin to give a teeny bit of definition here. And this is just the quickest way to like look a little bit more alive and give yourself a little bit of a glow. If you can see, there's a teeny bit of like a shimmer to it, and the color is really nice for really all skin tones. It blends so well, and it's just like a quick, easy way to do it. Obviously, you can keep it in your bag and just use it on your lips all the time. Um, it smells really good, and I feel like it gives everyone a nice kind of warm color. I don't know if I need to add any more, but some of us do it a little bit near the eyes. It can give you a teeny bit of color without feeling like it's a eyeshadow type of look, but it's all the same color. And I feel like it looks different in all of the spots of your face.
That
I don't
looks
know if it
great.
adds anything, but yeah, this is kind of the everyday thing. Like I said, keep it in your bag and toss it on. Yeah, it's cold Chicago. I know. So yes, if you use this on your cheeks, I feel like it gives you less of the like winter like blistery look and more of like a glow. Like this was so intentional. So thanks.
Thanks, Rach. And you're so good at putting it on. Rach will come and she looks like this perfect. And we're like, what'd you do? Lip and cheek tint. That's great. Okay, amazing. So we're going to give away 10 of these. So if you haven't had a chance to add into the chat, add it in now. What's the one product you can't live without when you're trying to achieve that no makeup day look? And Grace is going to pick some winners in a couple minutes, maybe a couple seconds. We're seeing a lot of the anti-aging oil, which is really cool that that's people's go-to product. Let's call an anti-aging serum, anti-aging oil, more oil, the lip balm. Melissa, I love that you use the Wild Alchemy collection. It's amazing. Some eyeliner, someone used mascara, lots of anti-aging oil, vitamin C. Okay. All right, Grace, tell us when you've had a chance to choose your 10 winners.
Oh,
Counting. You can see her
There,
counting.
I just wanted to make sure I actually got 10. Okay, so our winners are Michaela, Tanya's iPhone, Melissa Reed, Ariel, Kay's iPhone, Alexandra Butcher, Kay Rossetti, Denise Lavoy, Lauren Briggs, and Ida. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And so, yay, I will put all those names in the chat in case you missed it, as well as the form to kind of claim your free gift. But the lip and cheek tint is amazing. I actually wear it daily, so I'm excited for everyone to try it.
Amazing. Congrats, everyone. Very cool. Okay, we're coming up to the end of our call here. So I'm going to just remind everybody that we have links for special discounts. We can plug them in the chat again. They're not eligible with the 25% off that we're doing today for Cyber Monday. So you'll have to just note that they're not going to have an additional 25% off. We gave away over $2,300 in free products, which is amazing. We had some really cool ideas on some new webinars that we're going to do in 2025. So stay tuned on that. And then we want to answer any lingering questions that pop up. I know we had a lot going on around retinol, vitamin C, the Wild Alchemy collection, masking, exfoliating, anything else that you have questions on, please plug into the chat, and we're going to spend these last couple of minutes answering those. And then also, okay, Grace is sending in some links there. Emily, if you want to plug in the link to the consultations again, I know we've talked about it a couple of times for everyone, but we do these consultations, we the collective, I don't do them. Kate and Emily do them, and they're incredible. And they talk about everything that you have questions on. We have a survey that goes out ahead of time. You can answer it, and they will walk you through the perfect routine for you. They're group consultations, and they're pretty fun. So check those out. Okay, cool, great.
I think I also want to walk
Mhm.
you through how to download the chat if
Yeah.
you want to, because we just learned how to do this. So on your computer, if you're like on the chat, right at the top right, there are three little dots. And if you click on it, you can click Save Chat. And then you'll be able to refer back. It'll save the links, but they're not active links, so you have to copy and paste them, but you'll have them. And so you can go through, and then any questions that were asked, the answers, all that, you can save it.
So helpful. Thank you. And I know, Diane, you just asked about the Guasa tutorial. I'm going to ask you to write in so that we have your email, and then we can send it to you. So if you want to write into ask@annmariejohnny.com, then we can send that to you. And Kate, we might want to plug that into the FAQs on the site at some point. I'll make a note for that.
I just saw something come in that said Cyber24 is not working for the eye serum. I just want to quickly mention that that code does not go towards subscriptions. So make sure when you're adding things to your cart that you click the one-time purchase. It's super easy to accidentally click the subscription. So that may be why it's not working. So just double check that before you input your code, and you should be good to go.
That's a great call out. Thanks, Grace. Yeah, all of these discounts are for one-time purchases. And the links for discounts are good. I think, I don't know the exact timeline, but definitely for today. But also one little note, if you check out within the next hour, you will get a free sample of our smoothing hair serum, Radiant Sieve Mask and Polish, and then also the full size of the CBD serum. So I would check out by 1 o'clock Pacific time if you want to get those. And then I think all the discounts are in there, and you can also see them on our site. We have some products. I also want to highlight the Renew and Radiant, the bundle. This is a great gift, and we decided to give it at such a high discount today specifically for, holiday gifting. It's at 40% off. So it's $35.40. And this one is incredible to just gift to somebody who's wanting to try out a new skincare line or a clean skincare line. So that one's great. And then also, I know we talked a lot about the concentrated boosting elixirs, and I think we actually have a gift guide, so we can plug that in as well. But the concentrating boosting elixirs are kind of like that perfect gift for somebody who loves skincare and they're just looking for something a little extra, because everybody loves these three products. It's not anything for specific skin types. You can always add it to your existing routine to enhance your ritual. So I would say that's an incredible gift for people. Oh, thanks, Grace. Yeah, she plugged in the holiday gift guide. I'm going to click on it really quick just so I can see what's on here. Oh, yeah. And we have a lot of products from our Natural Home collection. So if you haven't had a chance to check this out, this was something that, we often have this problem with trying to find like great products to give people, something that's sustainable, something that's using good quality, that's supporting local or fair wages, and more of a like traditional handcrafted type artisan gift. And so we did the research for you, and we put together this Natural Home collection that has quite a few things in there, like ceramics or wool or linens, and they're great. So I would suggest checking that out. You can get your gifts there. You can shop from there and on our site all at the same time. Okay, Christine, I love that you loved it. Great. Trying to read through any more questions that have popped up. Kate, if you see anything, let me know. Oh, great suggestion, Grace. Tubes & Co. for makeup. Okay. Okay. I'm not seeing any additional questions, but stay tuned. Also, one little call out. If you sign up for text messages, we sent out an exclusive deal to everybody who has signed up for text messages, which nobody else got. So I just want to let you know so you can have FOMO now, so that you can sign up for the next ones, just because we do some pretty good deals on there. And I would love for all of you to take advantage of those. Okay, we have 2 minutes left. Discount code on the elixirs, there is, it's Cyber24. It's 25% off. Christy, how do you sign up for SMS? Let me get you a link. Grace, do you have a link handy? Going to the site really quick. If you go to our site, Christy, you should see a pop-up or at the bottom where you can sign up for text messages. Mhm. And if not, you can private message me your phone number and I will make sure you get added up. Or just your email, we can email you a link for it. Any other questions? We have 1 minute left. And Kate, anything that I'm missing? I feel like we covered so much information.
Oh, I think that we haven't made a big enough deal about the free activated CBD serum. It's a full-size activated CBD serum. And so this is a pretty special giveaway that's happening, and that's for another hour. Is that right?
Uh-huh, 1 more hour.
1 more hour. So we didn't spend a lot of time on that, but I do want to call it out.
Thank you. Great. And Christy, I got your email, so I'll send that to you. Oh, somebody did ask about the essential oils. Sorry, I missed it earlier. As of now, there's no intention to bring it back. It was just a lot to make them, and we weren't selling as much as we needed to produce what we were producing. So as of now, we're not going to. But we are creating products that have more of an essential oil enhanced, scent profile, kind of like our Divine Woman or Divine Woods body oil. And we're talking about making another water-based perfume, possibly Divine Woods perfume or something else. So if you have any desires or thoughts there, just write into us and we'd be happy to consider it.
I think as we're closing here, I'm gonna just one more time pop the customer support email in here. And so if you do have questions that didn't get answered or that you think of after, just send us an email and we can help support you there.
Okay, amazing. Oh, great. Thanks, Rach. Rach plugged in the chat for SMS. So for text messages, you can sign up. Christy, let me know if, great, she got it to you. Let me know if you didn't see that. CBD is free with all orders until 1 o'clock. If you order past that, you have to meet a minimum. So I would do it now so you can get it. Okay, I think that's all the questions. Thank you, everyone. We really appreciate you joining and taking your time out on a Monday when maybe you would be working to meet with us. 1 o'clock Pacific time, Denise. Okay, thanks everyone. Okay, we're here. We like the grounded. Great. Thanks, Alexandra. So the Divine Woods is definitely great if you love the grounded. We try to take a little bit of the grounded profile and the passion or passionate. So I would check that one out. And then that's helpful to hear that some people like the sweeter, the jasmine and the peony. So for the CBD serum, to get it for free, you don't have to check out separately. If you do want to purchase it, you have to purchase it from our CBD store, just for legal reasons. But as the free gift, you don't have to check out separately. It will not show up in your cart, but if you place the order by 1 p.m. Pacific time, you will have it added to your cart for free. Lori, I see that you just placed the order. You could actually, we just launched a new feature where you can edit your order for 45 minutes after you placed it. So you can just pop back on and add in your code. So this has been super helpful for anybody who wants to change the ship to address or the ship to name, add in a coupon. Maybe they forgot their 10 lip and cheek tints they want to gift to their friends. They want to go back and add those in. So you have 45 minutes after you place your order to pop back on and edit your order. So Lori, if you saw that, I hope you hear me and you're still here. You can go in and edit your order. And if you want the Guasa tutorial, Vesna, if you want to write into us so that we have your email address, that would be perfect. It would be much easier so that we can send it to you. So we don't have your email on here. Great. Well, thanks everyone. Have a happy week.